Okay, alright, welcome to the third part, and we will now try to make those scratches finally happen. And I think we might can do this with a V-Ray dirt map. Maybe. At least I hope so. Oh my god, it's been a while that I worked with this. So we'll just simply go texture. Oh my god. Occluded color, unoccluded color. What was this again? The unoccluded color is, I think this should be the basic color. So let's go color. And let's make this 90%. Ah, Jesus Christ, 10%. Yes, okay. And the occluded color should be also color and should be 50%. Grayish. And the texture map is our scratch map. Personal Armadine scratches. Alright. At least I think so. And then we definitely have to go inward normal. And then we have to play around with the radius, distribution and stuff like that. And I hope this is correct. I'm not 100% sure right now. We will see it in a minute. Let's just render it. It's really been a while that I worked with V-Ray dirt. Okay, there's definitely something going on, but not really. I'm not even sure if this will work this way. As you can see now, we have black scratches, so it's exactly the wrong way. So we need to copy this channel, paste it here, and then here we make this channel 10% black. And I hope now we are fine. Let's see it. Nope. We are not. Oh, are we? Yes, we are. I think we are. So we definitely have some scratches going on. Not too big right now. I think I definitely want to have them bigger, a little bit bigger. Okay, so we have down here some scratches. But we definitely have some scratches going on, which is good, but not enough for now. Radius, let's maybe make the radius 200. Jesus Christ, I really would need to read the manual right now. Distribution. What was this again? V-Ray dirt. Let's type in the tool. I hope this brings us directly to the there we go. help-chaosgroup.com. Radius parameters, radius 10, radius 30. Okay, so it gets more and more, which is fine with me. Distribution 1, distribution, okay, when we go higher with the distribution, it gets less. At least here, fall of 5, 1, 0. Subdivisions 5, 20, subdivisions 1, okay, Jesus Christ. Text map, radius, bitmap, radius 100, 300. Is there even a difference between those two images? Notice that the main radius parameter still has as effect. It determines the amount of error where the text map will blend. Okay. Invert normal off, invert normal on. Okay, that's good. So this is 100. And this is then 300. Okay. This is where the extra dirt gets applied. I see. Okay, so let's go with 200 and let's see what we get. We might just simply have to change here a little bit the cubic mapping overall to make the scratches a little bit bigger on the complete gun. And we definitely have to change the glossiness down here a little bit on this plastic material. I think this is way too glossy. This doesn't look too good. Okay, so I will just simply, as you can see here, are no scratches whatsoever. So I will just simply try to, on the laser pointer, yes. How is it mapped? Cubic as well, 10-10. So we'll try to make this 50-50. And let's see if we now get any scratches at all. I think this is really one of the weirdest tutorials I ever made. This is just because I never really have a game plan for a tutorial. I just know, okay, I want to do this, and I mean, I'm just trying to show off my mistakes as well, because I really have something against those fancy tutorials where just everything goes right and everything is perfect and they're just typing in the numbers and then you have your final renders, because this is just not how it works in the real world. When you're working on a shot, it's just simply typing in a lot of different numbers, finding a solutions and stuff like that. So I don't know, there's definitely a lot more going on than a lot of people showing. Occluded color, texture map. Let's see how the texture map is applied with the Cinema 4D thing right here. Okay, it would be just, this looks really weird. This should definitely be smaller here. Okay, so maybe 8, and also here smaller, smaller. Maybe 10, maybe something like that. Maybe also 8. And let's add this material again. And let's see if we now get any scratches down here. Okay, no. I'm not sure if the distribution really depends here on the mapping, or if the distribution of the dirt depends here on the settings of the VrayDirt channel. And this is just the thing that I ask myself right now, so this is kind of weird. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not seeing any scratches, do you? Not really, right? Not really. Might be the radius. Let's maybe change the radius to 10. I want to see what that does to our shot. Yeah. Let's just go for it. Yeah, no, we definitely have some scratches, but they're really small. Yeah, just a little bit, as you can see. Okay, let's maybe, let me set the distribution to 10 just for testing and see what's going on there. Okay. I'm not sure if that helped or not, to be honest. When you're working with stuff like that, it's always good that you render this to the picture viewer and then name the picture accordingly, like name the picture distribution 10 and then the next picture distribution 100 and so on and so on. So you definitely can see the difference, and also you know what kind of settings that you did use, and so you can definitely see the difference or not. I don't think this really made a lot of difference, to be honest. So I think we can just simply leave this at 1. And bias XYZ definitely also has some influence. We can also get rid of invert normal for now. I also want to see what this looks like from where the distribution comes from now. Okay, getting rid of this also changes, of course, the maps. Okay. Anything else second with normals. Let's just simply add here bias, maybe 20, 10, 15. Let's just see what we get here. If we add it like that. Just want to enhance this shot a little bit more. I mean, normally I would definitely play with this till it looks right. But since I can't record for ages, and also, I mean, this would be just simply, would be just too much. Also for you guys. I mean, just want to see if I can find. Okay, this makes it even worse. That's definitely not good. Okay, so let's reset this. Okay, doesn't work with right click, so we definitely have to type in here 3 zeros. Let's maybe set the radius here to 1. Because with 10 it was definitely getting better, a lot better. And let's maybe try it with radius 1. Let's see what we get there. Yeah, okay. Whoa, okay, this is too much. As you can see now this really gets distributed a lot, as you can see. Even the gray color comes in a lot, so this is way too much. This is definitely something that we can change. Okay, so 1 is definitely enough. Let's try it with 8. So we get here on the edges also a little bit of this other metal color. And I will just simply try to add a bump map again, and I think this will do the final trick maybe to make this look as good as possible. Okay, this looks perfect, I think. It looks already good. I just want to have a little bit dirty on the edges as well. Not working out so good right now, but it should be okay maybe. Maybe I should also change here maybe the subdivision surface. Let's see. It's also set to standard. I'm not sure if this makes a difference right now, but it could make a difference. Let's set this here to edge. And also, yeah, okay, and also let's enable the bump map again. Load image, scratches, minus 0.002. And let's render this again. Let's see what we get. All right. Yeah, might look okay, I think. I think we can definitely work with that. I mean, we have now no scratches here on the on those stripes and stuff like that, but I think that's not really necessary, to be honest. I mean, we could add this, but then we probably have to set up here not a blend material, but a fusion channel for every single material where we deduce the metal material and where something is mapped over it, and then we have to enable the VrayDirt and stuff like that. So I think this is just too much work, but you can do it if you want to. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. I'm almost happy with that. It's okay. Okay, the next one we'll change is the glossiness here of the yellow plastic. So let's jump in there and let's, why is the specular amount at 0.4? Let's change this here to 1. And let's change this glossiness here maybe to 0.69. Maybe 0.64. Maybe something like that. And let's check this plastic material here again. See what it looks like, because I think it really was way too glossy before. It should more look like hard plastic, to be honest. And I think it does now. I think now it has the perfect look. Trigger also looks perfect. This definitely should look more glossy, I think. Definitely want to have here plastic trigger. You can also make it a metal one if you want to. Yeah, and this definitely also looks like hard plastic now, which I really like. Okay, the last thing that I want to do is just simply I want to add here on the plastic, I want to add a little bit of a glossiness map. So we just simply go, where is it again? Specular glossiness. We'll just jump in here and load an image, probably here the metal glossiness map that I have here. And then we go colorizer, make it black and white. And where it's white, I want to have it at, let's say, 6.6. So 0.6 would this be? This would be 0.66 in the glossiness, and where it's black, so where it's touched, it should have less glossiness. So I will go here for 56, so this would be 0.56 glossiness. Okay, so we also have here a little bit of a difference, and we will do the exact same thing here for this metal material. So this should be this metal material. We'll just jump in there, specular layer, texture map, load image, metal glossiness, colorizer, and let's get rid of this point by just simply dragging it down, and then here we go. This should be, what do I have here, 5.8 I think, and where it's white we want to have it 6.8. Yeah, this might look good as well. So we have here a little bit kind of a difference as well. And I think the last thing that I wanna texture here is the bullets. And I really need to say that the basic material here, which is just simply a glossy material, really looks good on the bullets. Here on the final shot I did use some kind of metal material, but I think it would also look nice if this would be some kind of plastic bullets maybe. Maybe in some kind of, I'm not sure, maybe it's some kind of crazy red or something like that. Let's just go create shader, VrayBridge advanced material, and go diffuse layer, and let's maybe take a really reddish color, maybe something like that. Specular layer, I will just go 1.56, glossiness really high, maybe something like 0.89, something like that. Bling might be fine, or let's maybe change the font. Let's just simply add this color here for now. Which bullet is this here? It's this one, okay. Let's just see what this bullet looks like. Would be interesting. Okay. It's just those parts. Red is maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe. I have so many selection tags only on this bullet. I'm really wondering what I was doing there. I probably had a lot of ideas and didn't delete the unused the unused selection tags. Okay, so here golden with scratch, and here is the logo, depleted uranium. Okay, so it's the third selection tag. Okay, so we just simply create here a blend material, create shader, blend material, and drop in here our basic material, and here we'll drop in our, I didn't create this before, I did create this when Cinema 4D crashed, or V-Ray crashed, whatever, and then I did already create the map for this bullet as well, so you will find it in the folder. You just simply have to set it up like everything else, just simply diffuse layer, load the file, and then use it here in the alpha channel. It's the bullet texture, as you can see, and then just simply drop it into here, into the blend material, and it should be fine. Okay, and we will add this right here, and then we just simply need a second color for the bullet, and I'm just wondering what I want to take. Maybe this yellow color here that we did use in the SSS, maybe. Also, the grayish color doesn't look too bad. The original gray color that comes from V-Ray. I'm not sure if this red really. This is now a design question as well. I'm not sure if I really like this red or not, you know. So you can definitely can decide this on your own. So we'll just simply go here, overall color, copy this out here, or click on this, add to custom colors. Okay, so it's saved, and then I can just simply go here, click here, and select this color. Okay, Just simply look how this looks on the bullet. I mean, red maybe doesn't look too shabby, to be honest, but yellow also looks really good. And maybe we can really leave the rest of the bullet really like this kind of grayish. Maybe a little bit more light grayish. So let's just simply copy this material here. And let's maybe make it here some kind of light grayish, something like that. And let's drop it onto the bullet. I'm not sure on which slot, to be honest. Let's just simply put it on all 3 slots that are open up. And let's see what this bullet looks like. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Let's try it with black also. Let's see what that looks like on the bullet. I mean, this is really just playing around. We could also make it metal. I mean, so that only the head and the middle part is plastic, and the rest is like really some kind of metal. But I think like this, the bullet looks nice as well. Maybe not. I mean, we could try it with. Could also try it with silver. Just simply go here with an IOR of 10, maybe reflection glossiness of. Let's maybe turn this down with the 0.6 and specular color here, a little bit like this. And let's maybe turn this here to watt. No, watt. Let's try it with Fong. And let's see what this looks like. So silver bullet with yellow head. Oh, sorry, and also we have to change the diffuse here to 10% black, of course. And let's maybe leave this here plain. The rest should be fine. Why is this so black? Maybe it's not reflecting enough. When metal is reflecting nothing, it just simply turns completely black, so, or almost completely black. So this might be an issue. Yeah, but I think it looks fine like that, maybe. Let's look at the other bullets are. Jesus Christ, why they are so crazy. Nah, I don't really like this. I think we'll just simply leave it gray, really gray, like, I don't know. So let's go 1.56 here, glossiness maybe, I don't know, 7.9 or maybe even higher, 8.9, and in the specular we'll just simply go some kind of grayish, maybe dark grayish, something like that. And I think this will look good enough. And I will do the exact same thing for the other bullets. I think it's faster if we just simply drop the textures over there instead of duplicating this bullet and then just move it around in the scene, because then we have to place it accordingly to the displacement and stuff like that, and we can't really see what's going on. So I think we will just simply texture this quickly. So yellow here, gray here, here, and here we have this, and here we have this, and I hope we can delete those selection tags. Maybe not, maybe yes. Okay, so let's do this again, and again, and let's put this yellow up here, alright. And let's check the bullets up there, if they're looking fine. They should look fine, at least I hope so. Yeah. Yep, at least this bullet. I mean, they look now really, like really glossy with no. I think we will just simply add here another reflection map. So load image, metal glossiness. I'm not even sure how this map is distributed now on the bullet, but I think it will be fine. So colorizer. We also should find here the black spots a little bit better. So here's black. No, white should stay over there. Okay, so black will be 7.9 and this will be 8.9 in white. Okay, And I will just simply copy this complete map, copy channel, and pull this here into the yellow as well. So paste channel. Okay, and now we should have a little bit of a difference inside of the reflection. In the glossiness, a little bit, so it doesn't look. We could also set this here in the bump. So copy channel, bump, paste channel, but here we will just simply make this completely black and this completely white. And then we set the bump here to 0.01. 0.001. Okay, let's copy this, put it into the yellow, paste channel, 0.001. This should also make a little bit of a difference, and maybe we have also to put this here into the layer anisotropy. No, where's the specular? Link highlight glossiness. Where's the highlight glossiness? There should be a channel for the highlight glossiness. Okay. I'm not sure if it really takes the map after that as well. At least I hope so. We can also make the difference a little bit more. So let's change this here to 7.5 in the black, and also here in the black to 7.5. So the difference in the glossiness is between 0.75 and 0.89. And also now we have a little bit of a bump going on, so that the distribution is not completely straight on the bullet. Yeah. I mean, we could still work on this. I mean, I'm not sure if I really like this bullet, to be honest. This might also be, I mean, the light is perfect. It gets exactly here the streak, which is good. This one looks a little bit better, I think. Yeah, and also here the streak is not completely even from the reflection from the light, which is good. Let's check this bullet here as well. Yeah, I think we are fine. I think this should be good enough. All right. Okay, so what I definitely want to do before I do anything else, I think I want to make this map a little bit more darker. We could also do this in Photoshop or in After Effects or whatever, DaVinci Resolve or whatever we are using. But I think I will do this right now here in the engine. So we'll just simply add a filter and take away a little bit of lightness, maybe 25%. And I will do the exact, no, I think the grass I can leave. And now we'll just simply, now we will definitely optimize a little bit the scene. So I will go render to picture viewer and render this out once. And then we will just simply see, first of all, let me save the file. Otherwise, if this crashes once again, I will just simply enrage, I guess. So we'll just simply then check in the layer the different, oh my god, I didn't set up the passes. So I have to set up the passes again. Multipass, post effects, where are you? Post effects, here we go, okay, fine. Plugins, VrayBridge, multipass manager, render elements, standard channel, reflection, lightning, also check the shadow maybe, GI, SSS, and special channels separate. Okay, so I will just simply render this once and see what kind of issues we have inside the picture, and then we'll just simply try to optimize the scene as good as we can so we get the best render speed out of it. So I think we can definitely bring it down from the 16 minutes that we had before. I mean, I'm not sure how many minutes we have now, but I think we can definitely bring it down to to a way better result than that we have right now. Okay, so I will pause the video and then we will go to optimize the scene, then we will do some post work, and then we are hopefully finished. Alright, so as you can see, this is definitely, I don't think we really can optimize so much in the scene, to be honest. The shadows are almost clean. I think the lightning really, I really can't see much noise going on, to be honest. And the reflection, it also looks pretty good and noise free. And the sample rate, since we have no anti-aliasing whatsoever, is completely blue and green, which is absolutely good. So it's rendering absolutely, I think, at full speed. So I don't think we can really get a lot of render time out of it, to be honest. It just simply renders so long because of the displacement and stuff like that. So only when we have a little bit of noise, here it starts to get a little bit noisy in the GI, but I think in the final image you won't really recognize it. So we probably don't have to add more subdivisions in the GI, to be honest. So I think we can just simply leave it. Is there a thing that I want to change? Maybe the displacement is a little bit too high when I compare it to this image. No, I think the displacement is okay. The only thing that I forgot to set up is a DOF. So I think we need to set up a DOF before I make here the final rendering. And I also, to make it look here a little bit more realistic, I will just simply get rid here of subpixel mapping. Even so, this will add definitely some render time. I think it's still worth it. And yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. Anti-aliasing is completely turned off. DMC sampler, well, we could definitely here change maybe the max subdivisions here to something like, I don't know, let's maybe 12, and let's set the threshold to something like 0.25 maybe. This will definitely give us a little bit more speed, I think. And let's check, let's get out of the camera and let's check if the DOF is correct, still from Octane. No, it's definitely not. Okay, so we'll just simply change here the focus distance, first of all to 10 centimeters, and then I will just simply pull it down till it hits the gun. A little bit more. Yeah, something like that, 63, 64, 63.5 might be fine, okay. Then we go into our camera tag, DOF on, bokeh effect, yes. Plate numbers 5 is okay. And let's jump in there and let's see what kind of DOF we get now. Do you really want to override? No. And let me also check in which kind of bit we are rendering this. Probably 32-bit. Yes, 32-bit OpenMXR. Okay. Which is good. Should be fine. And I hope that UF is strong enough and not too strong. So it should be really something in between. Okay, so I will just simply finish this render, and if I'm recognizing that there's something wrong with the DOF, it's just not strong enough or something else, then we just have to change some camera settings. But I'll let you know when this render is finished. Okay, as I can see here already, you see that we get some noise here in the DOF. I think the DOF is fine. It might be a little bit too strong, but it's not too bad, I think. But if you go here into the single pass, you can see that we get here in the reflection, we get a lot of noise from the DOF. And also you can see that the anti-aliasing is working like hell here. So we'll just simply try to get rid of this in the reflection channel, I think. We might also need to work a little bit with the lightning or maybe with the shadow. I'm not sure. But for sure with the reflection, I think. So we will just simply go here into the mud and also into the leaves and set this here, speculate the glossiness subdivisions, maybe here it's up to 64 and also here to 64. And let's see what we get. Let's see if this is cleaner now. And also let's check the anti-aliasing, if the anti-aliasing gets better. Because as you can see really here in this image, if you look here at the sample rate, you really can see that this is working like crazy here. It's completely red, which adds a lot of render time, unnecessary render time of course. So let's see if this works out better if we add more glossiness subdivisions. And if not, we also could work with the lightning a little bit better, a little bit more. Okay, pre-pass works pretty fast. Then it takes some time till the first frames are rendered. I really wanna, or not the frames, sorry, the first part up here. So I think this takes no way longer. Jesus, come on. That's definitely also cleaner, I think. Let's see it here, sample rate. Okay, as you can see, it's not so red anymore, but it's still a lot of greenish and still a lot of red parts. So we might need to go higher here as well. Let's see how it looks in the reflection. Definitely looks now a little bit cleaner, I think, compared to the other image. This might not even be this one. I think we can also up the subdivisions in the DOF itself. This probably will help. So let's up the subdivisions here maybe to 18. And let's bring this down here again to 8. I just want to see the difference. Because this renders now really long, I think, which is not good. So let's check again, light cache. Just takes a little bit. Also upping the DOF subdivisions might also add some render time, but we just simply have to find a solution for all those things to find the best render time. So we might need to test render this a few times. So the pre-pass is working really fast. Or we should render after the pre-pass as fast as this. Okay. By the way, when you're double clicking on your image, you always get to 100%. So double clicking on the left double click on the image will always bring it to 100% resolution. As you can see here, 100%. Okay. This now definitely also takes some time. This is way too long, I think. Really? Really? What's going on? I'm not sure if this is really the solution. Whoa. Let's see how clean it looks here. Not too clean, to be honest. I don't really like this. Sweet mother, how can I get rid of this when this is in the DOF? Let's maybe up this here really to a higher amount, like let's say maybe 64. And in the lightning here in the shadow. Here we could add some subdivisions. Let's maybe also go higher here with the threshold. Let's maybe really up this here to 0. Oh no. 0.05. Yes. Yes, definitely. And let's make the max subdivisions 8. Let's render this again. Come on, baby, do it faster, please. Okay, alright. And here we have a hard stop, as usual. Okay. Might be faster than before, that's for sure. Let's check the sample rate. Okay, completely blue. So no anti-aliasing. And it's still noisy. I think it's still noisy. Where is it coming from? GI, I can't really see anything. Lightning should be reflection. I think that the noise is really in the reflection, to be honest. So I will just simply go down here with the subdivisions in the DOF again. And I just want to see how fast it renders now without with so many subdivisions in the DOF. Now I think it should render really, really fast, but after that we have to optimize the reflections again. I think to have there more subdivisions. But let's check this first of all. I just really want to see if this DOF subdivisions make a huge difference between 64 and 8. I mean, it should make a difference, definitely, but yeah. Okay, light cache building doesn't take some time. I will just simply pause the video. Alright, so here we go again. Let's see how fast the buckets move now. Okay, still takes some time. It's too long for my taste to be. Okay. That's definitely moving fast, and now we also have a lot more noise here. Sample rate for sure, it's complete. No, it also starts to get red here. Okay. So changing this wasn't the best idea. DOF subdivisions, but let's check this. Let's see if we pull this up here to 64 and also here to 64. Let's see if it still renders fast and if we get rid here of the anti-aliasing. That's going on here. Okay, we'll pause the video again. Okay, it's not really rendering fast, to be honest, and we still have here a lot of glitches, so I think we can't really blame it on a reflection, to be honest. Might come from the lightning as well, and also here in the shadow. Probably lightning. GI. Might also be the GI that adds here a little bit something. So I think I will just simply go down here in the reflections again to 8. And also here to 8, and I will just simply see if the brute force changes anything. So we go into the brute force, and this is already set to 32 subdivisions. So let's maybe up it here to 128, and let's see what we get. And I will just simply pause the video again. Oh, by the way, if you really want to look more into scene optimizations with V-Ray, you definitely should watch this video by John O'Connell, sampling for arc-with renders in V-Ray 2.4. I know this tutorial is made in 3D Max, but like I said, you can really easily translate it into Cinema 4D. And you can also watch Grant Warwick's first lesson, where it's also about sample rates and scene optimization inside of V-Ray for Cinema 4D for free on VMO. So just simply search for Mastering V-Ray Grant Warwick. I hope I'm typing this right. And no. Okay, let's try it again. Mastering V-Ray lesson 1. Yes. So here you can see free, and there he talks really also a lot about 30 minutes about scene optimizations inside of V-Ray, so you can understand this a little bit better. And yeah. And if not, if you want to see it a little bit longer and a little bit more, even more in detail, you can watch the video from John O'Connell, which is called Sampling for Arc-with Renders in V-Ray 2.4, which is also really, really interesting. So yeah, this is all I want to tell you. And here you can see already with the brute force, this might not look better here. A GI definitely looks better. Lightning, I think we still have a little bit of noise. And the reflection looks really, really fucked up, but I think that this is because of the DOF. So I think I will up the lightning just a little bit. First of all, I want to save the file. Lightning, giving it here in the area light a little bit more subdivisions. Let's maybe go for 24, not too much. And here we will definitely go higher, maybe like, I don't know, 32. And this will definitely take longer probably to calculate the DOF, but also will save some render time in the anti-aliasing. Let's check the last image that we just rendered and let's see how the sample rate looks. As you can see, completely red, which is really, really bad. This means the anti-aliasing everywhere in the red spots gets used a lot. So at max samples, we had 8, so this gets all anti-aliased by 8 times, which is not good. Green would be probably something in between, probably something 4, and blue is then probably 1 sample or 0 samples, 1 sample. So we definitely need to get rid of this. It's just way too much. Okay, so let's look at this image. It's already rendering with these new settings. Let's look at the last picture again. Here you can see in the lightning, I think you can see a little but this noise might also come from the DOF that you can see here. Also here in the shadows and in the GI it's just too dark, so we can't see much. And the reflection is definitely coming from the DOF, so I can lower the subdivisions for the lightning again. So let's look at this. This is now at 125%. Let's double click and go to 100%. Now check the sample rate. As you can see, sample rate is now way better, but still not good enough. So I think we can change back the lightning to 8 samples, and we need to go higher with the DOF. So let's go higher here. Maybe let's go to 64 and render this again. Okay, I will pause the video. Okay, so as you can see, the sample rate is now really absolutely blue, so it's not doing any anti-aliasing here, just at 1, which is pretty good. But as you can see, we still have a lot of noise here going on, which I really don't like. So we really need to go a little bit more drastic here, and we'll just simply up this here to 128. And I think this way it will definitely be completely clean. Like Grant Warwick says, you definitely have to find the difference between a really, really high sample rate, not sample rate, a really, really high subdivision, like in this case for the DOF and the render time. I mean, you still can have some noise in the picture, but if people don't really see it, you can just simply go away with it. If you think it's something that people won't see, then it's okay that you don't put the subdivision so high. 128 might be really already be a little bit kind of an overkill for the shot, but for me, to be honest, it's just simply, it's just really simple necessary that the DOF here in the back is really, really clean. Because we have a lot of reflections here on the grass straws from the light, and this is why you also get a lot of, as you can see here, a lot of those little bokeh effects, as you can see. And if those are not clean, it really doesn't look too good, I think. So, I don't know. I mean, this might be, for some people, this might be already good enough. For me, I don't know. I think I want to have it a little bit better, but it's definitely will add some render time. So let's look here at the single pass again. I mean, some pictures are also just simply a little bit harder to optimize than others. So it really depends also on the shot that you're trying to optimize. As you can see now with 128 subdivisions, this definitely takes some time, definitely a long time, maybe too much. And I think also maybe the DOF is just way too hard. I mean, the DOF is really, really hard here. I haven't even seen the rest of the picture. I'm not sure how hard the DOF will be down here. If I compare this DOF here with this one, you can see that there's definitely a difference. It's definitely not so hard in this picture. I mean, you have a little bit something going on, but not so much. Okay, let's look at the new picture and let's see how clean it is. Now I think it really starts to get a lot cleaner. Let's check it in the reflection. Yes, And let's compare it with the other picture. I don't even think there is much of a difference, to be honest. I mean, yeah, sure, there's definitely a difference if we zoom in here a little bit. You can see that there's definitely a lot more noise in the picture, and here it's a lot cleaner. Yeah, really a lot cleaner. So might not want to change this, even though this really added a lot of render time. I think the DOF is a little bit too hard, so I definitely will change this. And in this case, we can also change the subdivisions a little bit, I think. So what we need to do is definitely go higher here with the f-stop, which also will make our image a little bit darker. This means I will go down with the shutter speed to 100, to be honest. I mean, you can also change the ISO. In this case, I will just simply change the shutter speed. Even though this is a little bit of a different setting, but it doesn't really matter, I think. I mean, it sure matters a little bit, but yeah, it's not that crazy. Okay, we'll just pause the video and we will see how the DOF looks now, and maybe if we can go down with the subdivisions inside of the DOF. Okay, I definitely like the DOF now more than before. It's not so strong anymore, and I think we are basically at the same lighting conditions. And I think we can go down now with the subdivisions a little bit. Also bear in mind that we are rendering this image here without subpixel mapping, which will normally add really a huge amount of render time. So this is also why the render time is so high. If you want to, you can just simply make one render with subpixel mapping and one without, and just simply see the difference in quality and see also the difference in time, and then you can decide if you really, for your next render. This also depends on the shot, how much subpixel mapping will affect your shots. You can check V-Ray blogs like Peter Guthrie's blog is a really good blog for V-Ray users. Bertrand Benoit from France, who does also really great renders. Absolutely love his work, and he also writes a lot of stuff on his blog about Corona and V-Ray, and you can check his blog as well. And I think I just remember Peter Guthrie's blog, he was posting something about subpixel mapping and showing the differences in Nachwitz rendering and for leaves and stuff like that, so for exterior trees, plants, stuff like that. And yeah, it definitely makes, I think, clamp out and subpixel mapping definitely has a huge influence on the quality of the render as well, and also on the realism. So this is why I definitely get rid here of subpixel mapping and just simply go for it. So as you can see, I think we definitely can go down here with the sample rate without any problems. Even though it's still a little bit noisy, but I think in this case we can get away with it. As you can see, the sample rate is still completely blue at 64, which is good, and definitely renders faster than before, way faster than before, I think. Even though this will still be probably something around the 20-30 minutes rendering, which is of course a lot compared to Octane, but I mean, this is just how it is. I mean, I really have a fast CPU now. It's a 960X, so the newest Intel 7 series with 8 cores, 8 threads. So basically 16 threads overall, and this thing is really a beast, and also clocks at almost 4 gigahertz when it runs into turbo mode, when you're overclocking it a little bit. And as you can see, there is still, you can still see that. What really would help, I mean, I have no problem at all if I'm going for a still image, and for the final image I just simply let it render overnight or something like that. I mean, I also have no problem if I'm doing an animation and the frame renders between something 20 and 30 minutes. I mean, on some shots it's just simply normal. You definitely have to count with that. But I mean, it's also the same with Maxwell. If you don't have enough CPUs or you don't have your own company where you run, I don't know, multi-server stations or something like that, and you want to render out an animation, it just simply can take ages. And this is why where Octane really comes in handy, I need to say. And I think a huge advantage for Maxwell and also for V-Ray would be if, first of all, if V-Ray for Cinema 4D would finally have the RT engine, so you can at least see the previews really fast. And of course, you can also make final images with V-Ray RT as well, so you can render it out with the GPU, which is really, really good. And Maxwell Next Limit is working on a GPU-based render engine of Maxwell Render as well. I have no clue when this render engine will be available, but I think for the normal user, for the freelancer that you probably are, and for me, we're just simply looking for fast solutions, for really solutions to see fast previews, to go on with our work, because the client wants to have it finished really, really fast, and I don't know, wants to have a fast preview and wants to see this. And I don't know, if I just simply have to wait for my renders, sometimes just way too long, and I get the exact same quality inside of Octane Renderer, just way faster. I mean, it's just simply as that, what kind of render engines will you use for your final shot? I mean, it's just simply clear. So, but anyway, I don't want to bitch too much about it. Octane can also be, in some situations, really, really slow. Even if you have four cards, 4 Titans, 4 780 GTX whatsoever. So it really depends on what you are doing. And if V-Ray is just simply your favorite render engine, then just simply use it. I mean, for example, the Fresnel inside of Octane that is built in right now is by far not perfect. The Fresnel shader that you get, or the materials that you can build inside of V-Ray for Cinema 4D and Maxwell, are way more accurate than the shaders that you can build in Octane. You can maybe bring it to a good looking material by just simply seeing it quickly in the live viewer, but this doesn't mean that the material is also physically correct built, because it's probably not, because of the wrong, of the not so good Fresnel shader and stuff like that. Also, you don't have a GGX shader inside of Octane yet. I'm not even sure what kind of model they're using, probably some kind of Lambert or something like that. I have really no clue. And inside, I'm not even sure what model Maxwell is using, but it's probably pretty good. And with the new V-Ray versions that are already available for Max and Modo and Maya, and also even the built-in Cinema 4D renderer has also already a GGX shader built in, which is really, really by far a lot better than the other shaders or the other shader models that are around. If you really wanna have a look at this, you can just simply look this up on VMO. Let me just click here. Just simply type in GGX shader, and then you can see what this thing is really doing. I think this was a really, really nice comparison between those shaders. So this is just simply. I just want to tell you that I don't really want to bitch too much about Maxwell and V-Ray, because there is also a huge advantage of using V-Ray and Maxwell over Octane if you're really looking into materials and really physical correct materials. Then you probably will build them in Maxwell or in V-Ray. So as you can see here, Blin, GGX, there is definitely a difference in the glossiness, how they look with different glossiness things from different angles, anisotropy extensions, and so on and so on. Even though anisotropy, of course, is fake. Normally you would do it with a bump map. This is how you really would normally get the anisotropic look. If you do it with an anisotropic channel, it's most of the time fake, but you still can make it look realistic. But this is not what the GGX shader is really about. As you can see, the reflections really, really look absolutely dope, and just get distributed over the surface a little bit different, and it's just awesome. So this is something that should be included by Otoy as well. I think Raphael and me wrote in the forum ages ago. We didn't even get a reply yet. So I have absolutely no clue when stuff like this will get added, and when the complete Fresnel thing will be overworked, and when we get more render passes and stuff like that. So you always have to consider there's still a big difference between those render engines. So not everything. So render time is definitely not everything that counts, of course. Okay, whatsoever. Now I did talk really much, and I'm really sorry about that, but I still hope you learned something. So I will just simply stop this video right here, pause this video right here, and then I will make the next part with probably just a little bit of post-work in Photoshop or in After Effects, and then we can finally close this tutorial. Okay,